actually being first into the first corner here obviously isn't essential, but I think you've got to get away well, because as we found yesterday, it can spread up into two groups, and that makes it very, very tough. So get away well, be at least in that front group for the hunt from the beginning, and have the slipstream down the very, very long straight here. That's so important. The revs rise, you can hear them in the background. Oh, and a great start from the middle of the front row there for the number 20, from the number 27. Great start for Rico Salmela. I hope he didn't get a jump start. He was certainly very quick away, but he's not actually leading down into the first corner, because he's already been passed by the 54 of Veda Pratama.
And it looks like Keeler's trying to get up the inside, but no, it's Indonesia leading away with the whole shot into turns 1, 2 and 3, but Carpe sides through straight back into the lead then. Goodness me, what a chaotic start. Keeler's, he got his best start of the season there from the front row of the grid. He didn't go backwards like he did yesterday. Now he's into second place.
And Rico Salmela there is back up into third place. He dropped back, he got beaten up in the run into the first corner, but he's back up into third. But it is the 83 of Alvaro Carpe at least. But it's side by side now. The 28 tries to come up the inside, Maximo Chies, but can't do it. Alvaro Carpe absolutely determined. He knows that he can't let Chies keep having a point score over him.
And look at that though, up the inside, blimey, we've got several riders going down. Oh goodness me, that's a near disaster. Oh blimey, that was so close. I think it was unfortunately Veda Pratama, that unmistakable pink and blue helmet. It could have been somebody else though, but we will see. That was nearly very nasty indeed. Carter Thompson gone down. Oh, what a shame after a cracking ride yesterday. It wasn't Veda. Veda is there, the 54. I think it might have been then with Lennox Famara. Yes, it is. Oh, what a shame for those two. They had great rides yesterday, but back to the front.
And it is Kia that leads them. Carpe, Salmela, Morelli, Peroni, Pratama. So absolutely superb stuff. And the 48 there, that of course is the bike of Lennox Famara, but looks as though he's going to have no more race. They were very unlucky. I think it was the dew on the grass that really ultimately caught them out.
They went wide. They both went wide and onto the gravel, unfortunately, and that's just, yeah, overcooking it there. I mean, that is so precarious. Goodness me.
Always did nearly catch, as you said. Yeah. Matt nearly caught the back up. Anyway, right, it is Max Chies who leads across the line at the end of lap 1, but it's side by side with Alvaro Carpe.
And it's Valentin Peroni, the Argentinian, furious he was yesterday with that 6th place finish. He was leading pretty much across the line then. Rico Salmela's there, Uriarte is there, Mr. No Plan B, 95, Marco Morelli going for the lead, but not quite.
It was 5 abreast, but it's Brian Uriarte who has the advantage on the brakes. Absolutely desperate stuff, and you can see that Rico's pushed back to about 8th place just on the brakes there.
Morelli up into 3rd again, trying as he goes up the inside of Danish, but not quite, but the Malaysian punts him straight back. We've got Pugliese in there, leading the charge for Italy as well, but it's Uriarte, livid he was, with missing out on the win by 0.04 of a second. He now leads the way.
It is so intense, a much more intense race from the get-go than it was yesterday. Absolutely superb stuff. You can see somebody there off on the is Guido Pugliese off on the green. They got to watch that. It wasn't until late in the race we had track limits warning yesterday. Let's hope it's the same today.
Got to stand up for France as well. Guillaume Plong, what a ride he's having again. Up 11 places after 1 lap. Bearing in mind, he started 22nd on the grid. Yesterday, he finished in 10th. Can he do even better?
Matches again, but only just from Brian Uriarte.
You got Hakim Danish looking very solid in 3rd place. A much better start for him today. Marco Morelli, after his technical fault yesterday, he was bitterly disappointed, very upset with that. He is determined to get a good finish in the championship this year, so this is from him so far.
And a very shallow line early into the corner there with the number 13 of Hakim Danish. He learnt a lot battling his way through yesterday, did a superb job, as did Carter Thompson. Of course, Carter now already off, so he can't repeat that today, but it's Chies, Uriarte, Danish.
I think we're missing a... no, I can't actually see. Where's Christian Daniel? Oh, he's been pushed last, unfortunately, for the American. Something's happened to him out on track because he crossed the line in 11th place, but now he's stone dead last on our timing screens. Gutting for the American.
And it's going to be 5 abreast again on the brakes down at the end of the start and finish straight.
It's more than that. Look at this. About 8 riders going abreast into turn 1. Keelis tries to cut the inside. Morelli's going to lead. Morelli's there. He cuts across the nose of Brian Uriarte. his front end was bobbling. It's Brian Uriarte in second, Danish in third, Rico Salmela back up there then.
So Morelli, it's Argentina leads, Spain leads Malaysia, Finland. Absolutely superb. There's an Italian there, Pugliese in seventh. All the nations represented.
Tight to where the bees are watching on from turn one, but they all make it safely through. A foot off the foot peg for Alvaro Carpe. The fastest rider last time around was Leonardo Zanni, a fresh engine for the Italian. He is in 10th position.
But it is yesterday's winner, Chies, who leads again. Carpe, Uriarte. These were the guys who were battling it out at the front yesterday, and they are doing it again, joined by Danish and Morelli in the lead group, just as it was yesterday late on in the race when those two bunches came together. 13 riders. Well, it's now 13 riders from the start, and that's the 27, of course, of Rico Salmela, who is having a much better day of it than he did yesterday afternoon.
That was that aggression that he's been working on, and that overtaking. He's going at it once again alongside Uriarte, his great mate, I found out on Friday. Those two former teammates in the Junior GP Series. Fastest rider on track, Evan Belford, had one of his best rides of the season so far yesterday, a 2:00.8 from him. He is down in 14th place.
And Max Chies takes the lead again, and he said, you know, he said after qualifying that he really wanted to try and break away. He said after the race yesterday there was no chance of doing that. He said just the bike didn't feel the same as it did in qualifying. The
Again of Alvaro Carpe, and it's Uriarte into the lead.
And it's braking from 230 kilometres an hour, 143 miles an hour in 6th gear down to first, or for some people 2nd gear into that right-hander. So it's super, super tight.
And you just saw the perfect example why riders do not like to lead out of that fire.
Alvaro Carpe had a bit of a lead, but it's already evaporated because Uriarte is back on his tail.
And with the cup standings as they were, so this would bring things right back close up again. Carpe out in the lead, Chies in third.
There, Uriarte is there, Danish number 13, 95 of course it's Morelli.
Interestingly about Ruche Mouli, he did say yesterday he was holding back, waiting to see how the race transpired. Didn't want to burn up his tyres, get too involved, seeing how it was playing out. Then he wanted to make his move.
Right, well, it's a good plan.
Oh, Uriarte and Carpe getting too close for comfort there.
As you said, that's the second lap we've seen feet off the foot race. That isn't the plan.
No, not at all, not at all. We see though, 54, Veda Pratama, he's starting to make his move now through the field. He's moved up into 5th place then. He's got Peroni just ahead of him, who's quietly shifted through into 4th now.
Right, and Chies who takes up the advantage again, but only just from the 51 of Uriarte. The 83 of Alvaro Carpe in 3rd place. The 73 of Valentin Peroni are one of the two Argentines, of course, in this race. Superb to have two men from Argentina battling up the front. But Morelli has now dropped back to 8th place on the 85.
Which means he's probably about only a second off the leaders.
Yeah, well, that's right, the 95, yeah, Morelli. Right, so Chies again has the advantage. Just eaching away from Alvaro Carpe. Can he make enough of a break of it not to have the slipstream down the start and finish? No one has been able to do that so far this race. Still 6 laps to go.
Interestingly enough, that's a little bit of a bike-length space that Chies has between himself and Carpe again. And so no matter what him and Uriarte are doing, Chies seems to have a little bit of the upper hand at this stage of the race. Or do they? Are they biding their time? There's Leonardo Zanni, the Italian, in 10th place he is at the moment then.
No one reported a real tyre problem towards the end of the race yesterday. Of course, you know, they all expect things to go off a little bit, but there was no one really complained. So I think they might be actually pressing harder through the race today. 28 is Chies, but he's being slipstreamed down the start and finish straight. They pick and choose when they're going to pull out to go past, as they change up into 6th gear. As I say, flat out at 230 kilometres an hour before they come on the brakes. Who's going to be the brave man? It's the 83 of Carpe.
Oh, goodness me, Veda Pratama and Akin Danish coming together there. But Chies goes back up the inside. That was very close indeed.
Yeah, but Hakim Danish won out of that one, if you like, because Veda had to back out of it. Danish is up into 3rd place. Veda's back in 5th. And it's Carpe and Uriarte.
God, Peter, look at this. I mean, this is the leading group. I've got to say, hats off to Mounty, Ramersdorfer and Belfort. move up the inside of Carpe then. He's now in the second spot.
And it's incredible, as you say, Matt, it's top 17 guys are all in the hunt here, all in the pack. There are some of these guys who are running up the front with only a second of the winner, and they're not going to score a point.
And yeah, exactly that. And the pace is pretty well what the front runners were doing in qualifying. Minus Carpe's 1:59. Early 2-minute lap times, 2-minute mid-lap times is what all these riders are running. This is a superb example of the learning that's taken place for all these riders so far this year.
And it is less than 2 seconds from the beginning to the end of this group as Rico Saumela takes the lead for, I think, the first time in the race this morning. He goes down to the start and finish, but it's a huge slipstreaming battle, of course.
But he is one of the smaller riders on the grid, despite having grown quite a lot today. This will be interesting as they come across the line. Who's going to be leading the way? As they come out the final corner, it was Carpe who would have crossed the line in first that time around. 3 laps to go.
And Saumela went from first to 5th down the straight. So 83, Carpe leads into the right-hander. Saumela having to do all the work again. You're looking back at the 51 of Brian Uriarte. On board with Carpe.
This is so strong from Carpe and Uriarte, but look at that, stronger from Quiles there that time around. Brilliant overtaking that was from the number 28, also in his 3rd year. He wants to win the Rookies' Cup this year. It's his last opportunity to do so. But look at that, Peter. How many bike lengths has Carpe got now?
He really does, and it's just a little bit of a mistake from Brian Uriarte. And Quiles took advantage of it, but in that time, Carpe has actually opened up about a 4-bike range. Superb stuff. Was that the 95 of Marco Morelli, I think?
Wow, that was as awesome overtake as you can get through Casanova Cervelli there. That's when most of the fans are watching on. They would have loved witnessing that.
But Arrabbiata is the corner that Carpe says he loves so much, but in fact Quiles was quicker through there this time. He went through the Arrabbiata 1 and 2 quicker than Carpe did and has now taken the lead.
On the run down to Corantayo then, one of the penultimate corners. So this is where the long lap penalty lane has not had any need for that so far this weekend. And the races as Veda Pratama pushes Valentin Peroni way wide there. That could be them out of the fight for victory. Look at that, we've got a big gap now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 riders now down to Danish. The battle for the leaders. Can Pugliese leading that second group bring them back into contention for these final laps?
Yeah, there's just 2 laps and a corner remaining there as we go sweeping downhill onto the start and finish gate again. It'll be 2 laps to go as Max Quiles, yesterday's winner, leads them across the line.
It's your podium finishers from yesterday, near enough in the same order as they cross the line, but Carpe moves over. It's going to be Saumela pulling out the slipstream as well. Look at this, across the Tricolore, down to San Donato, Mugello in all its glory. Who's going to get the last of the late breakers? Danish making a move on the inside, front end squirming all the way round. It's Saumela hanging around the outside, but it's Carpe, Moodley, Saumela, 1, 2 and 3.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. They're almost in the pit lane there. As they used all the road before they got on the brakes.
This is the best of Rookies' Cup right now, isn't it?
It is. And Rouchet's going to go for the lead, is he? No, he can't quite do it. It still is Alvaro Carpe that has the advantage, but certainly Rouchet Moodley's got his sights set on that, as Rico Saumela has as well.
There are 4 riders, I believe, in this leading group that have taken victory so far this year. These are the riders. You've got Carpe, Morelli, Quiles, Uriarte. They all know what it's like to take victory this season. Rico Saumela has a victory from 2 years ago. So it's got to be Rouchet Moodley going for that victory. Likewise with Hakim Danish. Will they get there first here today?
Yeah, it's all on, isn't it? And it's side by side again, but it is Carpe that has the advantage. But no, Quiles gets inside Moodley for second. Saumela's there in 4th.
And what's great about this, Peter, at the moment, it's just such clean racing at the moment.
It is.
I mean, I don't want to jinx it.
No, but it is
so smart. It's great to see.
Okay, what's that? Who's waving around there? So both of the 2 leaders were waving around there. What is it? It's follow me, I don't like you. Isn't it a nice sunny day? Goodness no. Right, it's 28. It's Maximo Quiles who has the advantage over Carpe.
He's trying to bolt. Quiles is trying to bolt with 1 lap to go. He's absolutely ragging it round the final turn. Will he manage to across the line in first. That's a big gap. If he has that next time around, the victory could be his. That is not good for the championship chances of everybody else. Bit of weave in there. We don't like to see that. Stop it, boys.
Yeah, that's right. But he's leading across the line. That'll count. Yeah, but it's not going to count down into the first corner here because they all fan out again. Can Chies hold the advantage? No, he's already lost it into the first corner. He goes up the inside.
Ooh.
But it is the 83 of Carpe who has it. Chies is there in second place, though.
And it went from a group of leading 7 up to about 10 again now. Peter, it's all on the final lap.
Yeah, it is indeed, isn't it? You know, 51, there's Brian Uriarte. He's been pushed back to about 8th place.
Ruche Mouley in 3rd place at the moment. Salmela just behind him. You got Peroni back into the fray as well. It's all on.
Yeah, I have no idea. You cannot predict who's going to win this. Of course, it's still got to be Carpe or Chies as favourites, but Ruche's got ideas about it. Certainly Salmela has as well. Hakim Danish is there.
Uriarte up the inside of Peroni. That was as clean as you like.
Yeah. Just nobody's shown any real ability to exercise an advantage here. Chies managed it yesterday. Can he repeat that? It's, of course, these guys are determined, particularly Alvaro Carpe is not going to let Chies do that.
This is one of the key overtaking spots. Peter Ruche Mouley was looking at the inside of Chies. Chies got the inside of Carpe for the lead, but couldn't quite make it. What a run Carpe had through there. No plan B. Morelli making a bid for these. The time is running out. It's only a few corners to go.
And some of these top 17 are going to miss out in the points. I cannot believe that. Through the right-hander there's just the left and right, and it's all going to be decided as to who makes the perfect last corner.
It's Carpe versus Chies, I think. Here we go. Biondetti 1 and 2. The final corner remains, and it's the run to the line. Come on, lads. Who's going to get it?
But they go wide. He goes wide. 83. Carpe goes so wide.
Oh,
he goes foot off.
Who's going to be it? Moodley, neck and neck with Chies. Oh, Chies, you can't do that. No, goodness me. Ruche down. That is ridiculous. Who's going to get the win?
It is the 27th. It is
It's
surely.
Peroni gets the win.
Peroni wins it. 73.
Oh, goodness
Peroni
me.
from Uriarte Carpe. Salmela got pushed back to 4th. Yeah,
There's controversy.
There is going to be, because I think, that is not
Ruche,
fair on Ruche.
No, that was ridiculous. That's exactly what they are talking about.
Yeah, that they shouldn't be doing. There was a word, there was a discussion about what Max did yesterday, and we'll see the replay, and it might, I don't know, I thought it was Max who started weaving. I could be wrong. But,
yeah, well, let's have a look at the replay, but the few riders there could be in trouble for that. And understandably so. That's not what we like to see, but what a victory. He can't take it away from Valentin Peroni.
No.
Brilliant stuff. I mean, where did he come from? That's fantastic. Poor Ruche is absolutely livid with that.
I mean, he almost saved it because he got a collision and it all went all wrong.
But that's not what you like to see.
No, that's not the way the racing should be finished.
Feed's gone.
Not what we want to see at all.
Yeah, instant under investigation. Rico Salmela then, he got pushed wide and nearly crashed down the final corner. He's supposedly just off the podium at the moment. Chies actually finished in 5th, Danish 6th. So it's Peroni, Uriarte and Carpe. Goodness me, I mean, wow, that was a finish and a half. So let's also take stock of who got points. We just see the number 4 there on our screen. Sullivan Mounsey, unfortunately, bless him, is the... Talk us through it.
Well, as it came out, and there's the initial touch there.
Yeah.
There. And he got clipped again, of course.
Yes.
That was just...
Well, I think it's, unfortunately, you can't say that Max didn't start that.
No.
Yes.
Well, obviously there's going to be...
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That was so unlucky for...
Oh, no, actually, hang on.
Well, who...
Oh,
my goodness, yeah, Chies came across.
But he had, yes.
But
yeah,
Chies initiated it. He came way across.
Unfortunately, after his talking to yesterday, I expect there'll be another talking to for Chies then.
You can't do that. You cannot do that.
Nice to see the riders delighted for Valentin Peroni.
Yeah.
That's really good sportsmanship from Uriarte and Carpe. And here he is then. He is a winner then.